Hello. Today has been a really bad day. And I don't normally talk about having a bad day, but in this case, I think it's quite vital, okay? Right now, there's efforts to defund the police, but this isn't about just that. I just got strangled and almost killed, and my apartment was destroyed, my fridge door won't shut right, glass is destroyed, lots of property damage, and of course, as soon as I got out of that situation, what did I do? I call the police and I say, hey, I need help. Please send an officer. They send an officer. I talk to an officer. Officer looks at me, you know, I've got clear strangle marks, especially around the back of my neck. Like, um, stuff, I'm pretty clearly there's something that happened. Now, I don't bruise easily. I really don't at all. Um, so, anyways, officer says, oh, there's nothing we can do, and leaves. After looking at the other guy, they're like, oh, you just had a bad day, sorry. Call the police station. They say the same thing. They're like, no, sorry, just had a bad day, there's nothing we can do. And I'm sitting here being like, okay, there's no police because of the defunding thing. Then what is there exactly that is stopping anybody who has a bad day to just grab a gun or a 30-06 or a knife and just go stab, rape, and kill whoever the fuck they want? What keeps schools safe? There's no police, then any old pedophile can go kill up everyone and in the school and then fuck their dead bodies and nobody would be able to stop them. Or what? Is Uncle Joe with the family pistol gonna come and try to stop this guy? Who's armed and dangerous and who knows what skills? Maybe he has karate skills and Uncle Joe doesn't. I mean, there's no training. And what do? The only solution is to kill the person? There's not going to be any way to lock them up. There's not going to be any way to record or keep justice. I mean, there's no rule of law, which is the one thing makes America great. One of the greatest things that makes America great is everyone is under rule of law, meaning nobody's supposed to kill each other, things that are against the law, you don't do. Other countries don't have that. They don't have any rule of law. It's literally just a free-for-all. Whoever has the biggest guns and the most firepower are the ones who rule, and that's just how it is. So you want to know who the radical left is? It's all the immigrants that crossed the border that got legalized by Obama's administration. Remember that? Yeah, that's what all the radical left people are. They're not familiar with the way America is supposed to be. They're not familiar with how we do stuff here. And because they're not familiar, they're trying to make America into the place they came from, seeking asylum from in the first place. I mean, America is the thing that's important. We need to stand up for our Declaration of Independence. We need to stand up for our rights. We need to stand up for, what makes America America. And that's, you have your freedoms and you've got rule of law and everything is getting more and more lax. I'm sure you'll notice how much this country is disintegrating. We need someone to take charge, bring everyone together and be like, you know what? This is not the world in which we want to live. We want to live in a world where we can have a little bit of whatever you call it, when you don't kill each other and get at each other's throats and, you are civilized. How can you invent, I don't know, a teleportation machine or a spacecraft or improve technology or of any kind, be it medical science or anything, if you're so busy being warlike and having to look over your shoulder constantly, like, am I gonna get shot behind the head or something because I didn't lock the door? Or, I mean, this is getting ridiculous. Crime rates are skyrocketing, and we need to get rid of this defund the police movement. Anyone who says it just needs to be taken out, because that is the world that they would choose to live in. They want to live without peace or without police. You know what Americans need to do? We need to say, okay, great, you want to live without peace? We'll show you what life without police would be like, and just demonstrate to them the flaw in their logic, which is, I mean, just the point where we're at. It's like, are we really turning in this whole thing into a civil war over such small bullshit? Like, do you even understand how small the shit is that we are fighting about? The smallest little tiny things. People are just losing their top because there's no more police. Because guess what? The police can't do anything. They're legally not able to do anything because they're being defunded. You know who's in the police force? Ordinary citizens like you and me and your friend down the street and Jamie, your buddy who you know, or I don't know, jeez, just some random people like you and me with ordinary sized brains, ordinary sized personalities, just ordinary people who just want to live in a peaceful society. More than likely, these are all people who were screwed by some criminal and they're like, you know what? We need more police so my friends stop getting killed. We need more police. We need more way to, this is getting ridiculous. I mean, it's one thing that we have an army out there defending this country from intruders, from getting completely annihilated. Okay? And then on the inside, we have some people who are just ordinary citizens who are given a car with lights on it that go flash and go woo woo, and a pistol and a taser, and they're like, hey, just stop the people in this country from just killing each other, okay? That's all you gotta do, and take them to prison if they need to. Just basic shit. But you know what? This is like absolutely something that needs to be figured out, because if it's not figured out, then, like, for example, me, I'm an inventor. I'm working on something that could literally change the way we think about technology. I'm working on some seriously amazing technologies, okay? I can't make those. I can't manufacture those. I can't complete those. I can't bring them and make the world a better place if I'm constantly worried about my life and the life of those I care about, and whether or not my friend's going to be attacked or raped for no reason, and then or even killed because there's no police to take care of them. That's not what I need. Okay? People who are going to cure the coronavirus, if it's even a thing, or any type of illness. Have you ever heard of the Black Plague or all these other terrible illnesses? They all had one thing in common. They killed people. So is Trump the murderer? No, fuck no. It's the fucking illness, you goofballs. Jeez. It's the illness that kills people. So, scientifically, the way you cure that is guess what? You cure it. Because it's made up of bacteria. All the people who invaded the country, who are crossing the border, these are people without any education. People without any understanding of how our system works. They don't understand that viruses and bacteria and what makes them up. They don't have microscopes to be able to look through and actually see these little things moving around on a little petri dish. They don't understand how chemicals work. They don't understand anything about our society. So they're confused by it. And guess what? People fear what they don't understand. This is the whole reason that we need to educate people coming through the border. This is why it's illegal to cross the border without going through the system that we have. Because part of going through and getting a citizenship is you have to be educated. You have to understand basic English. You have to understand basic math. You have to understand these basic fundamental principles. You understand those, and you have a reasonable background, then guess what? You can cross. You know who's told they can't cross? People who are murderers and people who have massive crime rates, who are outlaws running from their own country because they kill people, because they want you and me dead. Now, I don't know about you, but I don't want those kind of people in my life. I don't want those kind of people in my state, my city, my country. I don't want those kind of people anywhere near me. Those kind of people need to be gone, okay? Killing is not a necessity. There's always another way. It's just a matter of finding it. And everyone needs to get that through their skulls, okay? Whoever ends up president, we as the people need to realize we the people have the power. By the power invested in me by the people. We are the people who provide anything. If we ignore what the government says, the government has to listen to us. And if we enforce something that the government doesn't even have a law for, then the government has to like let that happen. I mean, there's only so much you can enforce, okay? So here's the thing. We the people need to take our heads out of our asses. And we need to band together as a united country, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. That's the Pledge of Allegiance. We're not allowed to say that in schools anymore. You know why? Because somebody infested the school system who's not quite all American. They're kind of like, halfway. All right? America stands for the land of the free. That means whites, blacks, girls, men, children, adults. We all have rights. And these rights are built on empathy. And they're built on wanting to give people a chance to succeed. To be able to be different than the other countries around us. To be able to be unique. To be able to come up with fresh ideas and find and explore new possibilities. Have you seen Star Trek? To explore strange new civilizations. To go places no man has gone before. I mean, these are things that are hopes and dreams that are put into these videos we watch. And do you see the videos coming out now? Everywhere you look, it's all negativity. It's all bullshit. It's all complete and utter horseradish. That's all I've got to say about all of that. Ignore all that. You know what you need to listen to? Your heart, your love. You had a mother or a father who birthed you, and your DNA is made up of theirs. So on a deep DNA level, they have no choice. On a deep chemical level, they care about you. And if they have a funny way of seeing it, showing it, that's okay. They still love you, okay? That's what matters. And someday, you are going to want to have kids who you're able to show love to. So let's build this country for them so they can have kids and they can show them that they love them. Let's build this country so that way we can explore the things in the universe that we haven't discovered yet. So we can have awesome shows like Rick and Morty come out. So we can have cool things like Supernatural go for who knows how many seasons and they haven't been killed or shot because guess what? Police protected them. Same with celebrities. You know how many people want to kill just about every celebrity there is? Lots of people. And if there is no police, well, sure, they got their private guards, but then what about everyone else? You know, what's the deal with these bullshit fucking people who are like, you know what the biggest argument to me to vote for Biden was? He really cares. Yeah, if he really cared, he would be supporting the values that Americans stand for on a fundamental basis. There's certain things in this country that are not debatable. One of those things, well, those are declared in the Declaration of Independence. These are not debatable. You do not debate these. These are given to every single person in the U.S. Now, at one point, we had trouble accepting black people as people because they looked different than us. We didn't have, but you know what legalized them? You know what got them free? Was because every one of us felt those freedoms enforced. And we started to see our mind stopped being so clouded by violence and anger. And we saw underneath and we realized, you know what? Martin Luther King Jr.'s I Have a Dream speech. That was a wake-up call for all Americans saying, hey, this black guy is smart enough to come up with this speech, put together these words, and stand up for what he believes in. And you know what? That's all that matters to me. That was definitive proof that cannot be defiled. That black people are people too. And at that point, that was settled. There was no other question. Yes, there was laws, there was other things that need to be overturned to adjust society to compensate for this new knowledge that we had. Yeah, but guess what? The point is, they're free. They may have a couple little tiny things that need to be worked out still. We still have some kinks in society that need to be worked out. But that doesn't mean that you need to scrap the system as a whole and put everyone at risk and throw away everyone's rights and start completely from scratch. Like, come on. Are you completely nuts? Have you lost your marbles? I'm from Bozeman, Montana. My name is Derek Gilhousen. Okay? And before that, it was Derek Stainbrook, because my mother left me at a gas station when I was 7.5 years old. Alright? And now she's dead. and so is my grandfather, the person who invented the cell phone. And I'm pretty sure that all of them would back me up in saying that this is ridiculous. This has to stop. Okay? There's people out there with children. There's people out there with wives who they love and they want to protect. Okay? Just because you had a shitty day, just because you heard something you didn't like, that doesn't mean that you get to just put the rest of society and say, you know what, the whole society. No, you are 1 out of 7 billion people on this planet, okay? And so am I. We work together. That's what makes America great, is teamwork. A country not divided. That's what makes America great. So stop. Put aside your differences. Put aside your little tiny disagreements and beliefs. Okay? Let's bring America together. Let's bring this country back out of the greatest depression we've had in a long time. All right? Let's say, you know what? These orders that President Trump made for the CDC to follow, those don't follow the Constitution. Okay? Now, at that point, I would say that for the most part, Trump follows American values from what I have seen so far, based on what I have observed, okay? I could be wrong. I don't see every second of his life. I don't videotape. I don't have the time for that, okay? I don't think anyone does. All we want to do is live our lives, go to work, earn some money, live our lives, go out, party, listen to good music, enjoy good food. These are the things that we want to do. We don't want to waste our time fighting over shit that we really couldn't give a shit about. All that we care about is that everyone is treated like a person, like an individual, like they're cared about. So stop saying, oh, the president, 1/3 of the government. 1/3. That's all he is. He's just 1/3. Just the executive, judicial, and whatever the other branch is called, okay? There's 3 branches of government on the federal level, and then there's 3 branches of government on the state level. The federal has one job: keep the intruders out, keep America safe from the intruders. And the states have one job: protect and uphold our freedoms, keep the economy going, take care of the roads, basic shit. All right? And keep the police force going and accountable. So if the police force is not accountable, that means the people who are managing the police force need to be replaced. That doesn't mean you take the whole country's police force and defund it and get rid of it. What are you thinking? Are you nuts? Do you even understand how much they do for you? Do you understand how many people that are behind bars not allowed to shoot you and me because they had a bad day? Because guess what? That's the one thing standing between you and death, or worse. And trust me, there is worse. I know people who've experienced worse. So let's get our heads out of our asses. Fuck the criminals. Get them the fuck out of here. We need some fucking space from them. Alright, I don't mind weed or marijuana, just so long as that stuff's managed. You know, any drug should be able to be, you should be able to get a license for like a clinical trial, and so you can do experiments on it or something with the people who, you know, have waivers that they sign, and then you can do a controlled experiment because you have people who chose to be a part of that, and then you can record your data, and we can get down to the bottom of, okay, these drugs kill you, these drugs don't, these drugs have these purposes, these ones have those purposes. Come on. It's not that hard. This war on drugs thing is bullshit. Like, come on, dude. You know what it's doing? It's creating criminals. You know what criminals need? More than anyone, they need therapy. So why are criminals not getting therapies? Or therapy while being recorded and uploaded to like a federal database where someone combs through and makes sure they're you know, doing their job right. And you know, there's solutions. It's a matter of finding them, of thinking of them, of sitting down together, of caring about what you believe in, about it being passionate, about paying attention, about not letting yourself be deceived by all the negative things that happen in life, because there's even more positive things that happen in life. Even if it feels like you're having a shitty day, I can guarantee there's someone out there in the world who's having a worse day. And you not being a part of this world, or then guess what? That could cause a string effect where a bunch of people who were going to rely on you when they face their troubles no longer have anyone to rely on, and then they're in the same position you're in. Okay? So you know what? Let's gather together. Let's rally, dudes. Come on. What happened to America? You know, the land of the free. Come on, let's gather together. Let's go skiing. Let's go celebrate holidays. What about Easter? Christmas? What about going, I don't know, ice skating, snowboarding, sledding, you know? Like strapping a rocket booster from an airplane onto the back of a Beetle from like the 1980s or something like that and seeing how fast you can get it to go, for Pete's sake. Rocket boots. Come on. There's all kinds of fun things to do. Heck, strapping a wheelchair to a hang glider and going hang gliding with like a fan that is powered by a battery that keeps you going faster, and flying airplanes. I mean, there's so many amazing and beautiful things out there. Why aren't we focusing on that? Why did we get sucked into this rabbit hole of shitty sadness? We, the people, have the power to pull ourselves out. I believe in you, and I believe in me. And it's all of us working together that'll be able to solve this. Not one person, not one solution. All of us need to take accountability for the fact that nobody's going to do this. It's up to us. The time has come. It's time that we take a stand. And we say what we believe. And we say what we know. Because we know the truth. Come on. I can't be the only one who believes this. I don't care what age you are. You're 5 years old, you're 79, 80, 100 years old. Stand up. Speak. People will hear that message and it will inspire them. Okay? Come up with solutions. Shout them out online. If we do this together, we can do this. We can make America great again ourselves. Believe in yourself. You are loved. Even if your mother abandoned you, even if they tried to kill you. Maybe that's because they were delusional. With love. But that doesn't mean that their action was okay. You have to separate the person from the action. Everyone makes mistakes on their actions. But you know what's important? The personality underneath. Some people need help. Some people need to go to places to get helped. Alright? That's a fact of life. But here's the thing. Just because someone needed help doesn't mean you should ruin all their future opportunities. They just need a little help. Everyone needs a little help every now and again. If anything, not defunding the police, we need to find a way to be able to provide help for people, you know? Why not just make counseling sessions free? Like pay that by like private organization that is funded by people who are rich and want to help, you know? All you need to do is put together a presentation in a presentation app on some random computer or phone, and then you can put it into a projector in front of a person or company with a lot of money, and you can make a presentation. And if they deny you, go to the next, and go to the next. And before you know it, you finally have all the funding you need, and these people are able to get the help they need. We, the people, have the power. That's how this country is set up. It is set up so we, the people, can stand up and make a difference. So we don't have to sit down and wait for the bureaucratic people with their thumbs up their asses who are going so slow they can't make any change that actually is in time. I mean, come on. If we wanted to really, if you had just released information on this mask mandate and just really focused on helping people to understand what was going on and how it could help and what masks to get and things like that, I'm pretty sure people would have done it on themselves. They would have encouraged each other to do it. We didn't need Trump to say some mask mandate. We didn't need the government to step in at all. We, the people, are intelligent. We're powerful. That's what makes America great. So, yeah, I don't think there's any other thing to say. I mean, come on. Anyways, I'm glad that Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure came out with a new movie. That was pretty cool. hope you guys have a wonderful day. I know we can do it. I expect to see more videos like this put out there. The ball's in your hands now. Be wise.